Yo, what's up, guys? It's Ryan Small and Brandon Blackwell here at Epic Analysis. Today, September 10th, we want to go over our weekly outlook. So let me just start it off. I've been looking at Euro JPY. If you guys just look at my chart, you guys can see that recently Euro JPY has been moving in a downtrend with this sharp decline from 131 all the way down towards 124, 125 support. And then from there, we had a nice rally back up to the upside. So all I did for the most part was draw my Fibonacci retracement from this high down to this low. And then we had a retracement. Price pulled up to our 88.6, gave us a strong bearish engulfing candle from the 88.6. And then now price is back below the overall trend line from this point to this point and down. So price came down, broke below the trend line, pulled back up, hit the 78.6, gave us another bearish engulfing candle, and now price is currently around 129. So overall, I like to sell this pair above 129 area. I would put my stops probably a little bit above these highs right here, above 130. A safer stop loss would be above these highs right here, but for this setup, I'm going to put my stops above 130, probably like above 132. 130.20, I should say. And I'm looking for price overall to push back down towards 126 because remember, like I was saying in the recent videos, Euro Jap is a pair I've been studying for a long time. And with this pair, it likes to move in 200 pip waves. So, for example, just like how price was up here, it came from up here, it's dropped down, and then it pulled up here. When it pulled up to this area, this is around the 130 resistance. From the 130 resistance, it came down and shot back down to 128 nicely. So that's 200 pips right there. And now I can see price possibly pulling up to 129 area and then looking for it to pull back down towards 127, 126 support. And that's what I'm going to be looking to take profit. So right now, price is above 128. So my first TP would be 128 flat support back down to these lows. My second TP would be 127 around here, and then my third TP around 126. Overall, if price can shoot way back down here, I'll give you guys another setup. But for now, let's just take it short and do it at our first TP at 128, second TP 127, third TP 126. Overall, if price were to break back above these highs, the setup would be invalid. For the setup to be overall invalid, it would need to take out these highs right here above 131.13. If price were to pull way back up here and break these highs, then this setup is invalid. And with this Forex stuff, you win some, you lose some. You just got to understand that you can't, bet the whole house right here and hope it doesn't shoot up, because if it does shoot up, then, you lost all your money. So always remember to use proper risk management before you enter, because you never know when the market is going to, go against you. I feel like if you can tell when the market is going to drop or when it's going to shoot up, we all will be millionaires right now. So at the end of the day, it's all about probabilities. Try to get your trades towards 70 to 80% probability. And then when you lose, always make sure you use proper risk management. That way it doesn't wipe out, your whole winnings or whatever. So that's my thoughts on Euro JPY. This is the daily time frame. Let's move on to the next chart. GBP USD. Another pair that's been moving pretty bearish lately. As you can see, I have lower lows and lower highs already implemented on here. You could possibly draw a Fibonacci retracement possibly from this high right here down to this overall low. Like this. You can see price right now is around the 61.8 retracement, and it's also bouncing off this descending trend line. So overall, it's just keep this simple. Price needs to stay below the trend line in order for it to drop back down towards 129. And so my first TP would be around 129, second TP 128. Just keep in mind, if price breaks above this trend line and it pulls up to like 131, aligning with the 78.6, the overall setup still isn't valid just yet. I would just be more patient and wait for that bearish confirmation. Overall, price would need to break this this previous lower high for this bearish trend to be invalid. And as of now, it's looking like this trend is looking like it's going to drop soon. If you just look at this recent price action with the candles, this last previous day ended in a nice shooting star. And also you have, let me see. And also you have price retesting this structure to the left. So if you look to the left, this is how you could find nice areas where price could potentially go or where price could potentially reject from. So all you got to do is look to the left and look for previous areas of support, previous lower lows, previous lower highs, etc. And those are going to be the areas where price could potentially go. So for example, when you look at this, prices right here, but if you look, you can see low here, a low here, a low here, and a low here. So all you got to do is try to find like a median area. So let me just start around here and then come down here to that low. So this area is rejected from here, 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 here. And as you can see, price pulled up and it came inside this box and rejected. Like I said, keep in mind, price can pull up a little bit higher towards 131 and reject from there. But as long as price is staying below this descending trend line, then overall, I like short position. So as of right now, like I said, TP1 is 129, TP2 128. TP3 I would probably say is we're going to align with 126 if it can fall that far. But let's just take it, quicker, I guess. So we're just going to look at the quicker take profit. So the TP1 and the TP2 are going to be the main ideal spots that I'm looking for price to pull down to. If there's still momentum, if we could get down there, then eventually price may pull down to 126. But that's just what we're looking at as of right now. And keep in mind, like I said, price needs to stay below the trend line in order for price to pull down to the first and second take profits. All right, so that's GBP USD. And also there's going to be a lot of high impact news this week. So keep that in mind. Let me just branch off real quick and just show you guys just a brief little rundown of the high impact news for this week. Real quick, because knowing when certain high impact news comes out, it helps you see when the market could potentially move for that pair. So for example, there's going to be high impact news for GBP at 1:30 Pacific time tomorrow. 1:30 a.m. Pacific time tomorrow. So I know for a fact that there may be some type of movement with the GBPs either late night or early morning tomorrow. So that helps me in a way, and then you can see what type of news events comes out. There's some more coming out on Thursday also, a lot of Euro news, etc. So don't want to take too much time on that, just to give you guys a heads up. All right, so the next pair, Euro CAD. I've been on this pair a while. You can see that I've been watching it since it was up here. It was making strong downtrend with the lower lows and lower highs. Price kind of faked me out right here. I took a small loss because I thought price was going to reject from here. It pulled down and then shot back up, breaking these highs and stopped me out. So now looking at what price is doing, we also had another lower high right here. And if you guys can really look at it, you can see the details and understand that price wicked above this lower high. But if you look at where the two bodies closed, I'm going to put my crosshair right there. You can see that the two bodies failed to close above this previous lower high. And price also broke back below the trend line after that move. So hopefully we can see just a small retest with this move coming up somewhere around here. And eventually, like I said, with the previous pair, I need price to pull back below this overall trend line. And I need price to break back below 152 in order for me to feel confident about price pulling down to TP1 150, TP2 149. And pretty much that's just going to be the basics of Euro CAD. It's pretty simple. Ideally, you'd want to see price pull. If you could get a retest like how price is doing now, and you could get another drop back below the trend line and then get a retest of the trend line acting as resistance, that would be a good area to sell it. Or if you can get just price below the trend line, that would be a good area to sell it. If price pulls back up and there's no signs of bearish reversals yet, you may not want to sell it until you see some type of sign of bearish reversal. You can see I have my stop loss above up here. It would have to break back above this high, which I can see price do. But it would need to pull way back above 154 in order for the stop losses to be out. But overall, keep in mind that this lower high at the top, where the second point of the descending trend line is getting hit, price really would need to break above this for the overall downtrend to be invalid. But I don't want to use that many pips for my stop loss because of the position size. So I need to have my stop loss like around here, 154.2. And overall, I'm looking for price to pull up and then eventually drop back below the trend line. If price could break below 152 and hold below 152, those would be ideal sales. And then I'll look for price to pull down to TP1 150, TP2 149. And let me just go over one more pair before handing it off to Brandon. I'm just going to give you a brief rundown on GBP CAD. Similar to Euro CAD, but it's a little different. So as you guys can see, I have a descending trend line from the top. Price is almost going to breach that trend line. Of course, we're going to need a bounce or break area if price reaches that high. But if price doesn't come up this high, we can see that it's in a key area where price found support at previously in the market. So as you guys can see, price found support around here previously in the market. And now we have a retest of this area. So price may not need to pull up to the 78.6. It may be fine around 170, 171.5, 172. That may be a good selling area. So prices may be in a nice selling area right now. Overall, I will put my stop losses. If I entered at, let's say, 171.6, my stop losses would be a little bit above 172 maybe. So I would probably put my stop losses. Ideally, I would want to put my stop losses above the 78.6. So keep that in mind. If you guys can enter on a small position and do that, ideally, I would want to do that. But if not, then you would have to put it a little bit above 172. 172 is resistance. You would have to put it like 20, 30 pips above that if you can't fit it above this 78.6 and this high right here. So just keep in mind that all I did was look to the left. I found if you look, price pulled down and it found support before shooting up. So me knowing that this key support area back then is going to act as a key area of resistance in the future. And then after we got a new lower low, price pulled up and is retesting that same area where price made the lows at. So now price can hold around here. Let's say if it did come up to the trend line, because ideally I would want to see that. And then overall, I would want to see it come back down and decline. So if it pulled up to 172, TP1 171, TP2 170, TP3 168. So that's my ideal entries and exits on GBP CAD. So I went over Euro JPY, GU, Euro CAD, and GBP CAD, and those are going to be most of the pairs that I'm looking at. Brandon's going to go over some of the other pairs that we're going to be looking at for the week. So let me hand it off to Brandon, and he's going to go over it with you guys. So let me switch over. Let me see.
Got to click stop share.
Right in my face.
All right, so what's going on, guys? So I'm going to be going over a few pairs, starting with Euro USD. So Euro USD, as you can see, I mean, it's really been just moving in the downtrend, strong downtrend wave. You always want to look left. You see here to the left, strong impulsive down move. This right here is pretty much a big range that we're in right here, right? But it's still looking like it's setting up for more drop, because if you look at how the week ended, this strong bearish engulfing candle right here, this is the evening star pattern, as well as the bearish engulfing. So that's confirmation. That's more confirmation that we is setting up for more drop. Right now, it's just really giving us that retest. That's why I always tell people, when you get a strong bearish engulfing or a breakout, wait for the retest if you didn't catch it. So let me get on to the 4 hour. You can see on the 4 hour, it's been creating lower highs, all right, in the downtrend, lower highs and lower lows. So right here where we're at, let me show you right here. EU is basically just retesting where it broke out. As you can see right here with this strong bearish engulfing, it's just little support right here, a little minor support. So it's pretty much retesting this breakout. All right. So I'm expecting something like this. Because after you get a strong breakout, you miss it, you always going to get that pullback. It's going to create a little pullback flag. And if you're in the trend is your friend. So, you just wait for that pullback, wait for the correction, and then take it down further. So we could see drop here. It's either going to start dropping around here now, or it could potentially pull it up a little higher before dropping. But I definitely don't expect it to break this previous high. All right. In order for this setup to be invalid, it would need to break and close above that high, but I don't see that happening. So we should get that further drop from here. And really, it's really just looking left. It's looking left. You see, this is the supply level up here. All right. Every time EU came into this zone, it dropped, it pulled away. All right. It dropped way down here, pulled all the way back up to this zone, and continued down in the downtrend. All right. So now we're just getting this retest of this breakout and expect it to get down, to take it down further. As far as TPs, let me see. My TPs will be, well, first TP, you definitely want to just put your first TP around here, 15.3. Now, if it breaks 15.3, if it gives us a strong break below that, then you could take it back down towards 1400. Back down to 1400 towards the low. All right, that's EU. Now, EA, this is a pair we've been watching for the longest, and the thing with EA is like the odd has really been weak. It's really been weak lately. That's really what caused, this move here. You see, because I remember when EA was here, I caught this sell, and this dropped about 800 pips. All right, it pulled back up here. We expected this to drop here. You see, it's been consolidating. This candle faked a lot of people out. This is when we kind of thought that drop was coming, but so many people, I've seen so many people selling this pair that I'm pretty sure the market maker saw those orders and they had to go back and get their money. But on top of that, all has been strong. But the beauty of it is we are still within the supply level, and this is a huge supply level. EA, as you can see, if you look left, you see these wicks, price exhaustion over here. So it's pretty much testing these wick levels. And whenever you're in these levels, you want to wait for something similar to happen like it happened in the past. So in order to take this setup, you will want to see something like this, either a strong wick pull away or, just some strong bearish rejection. Because EA hasn't been this high. You see this candle over here, it hasn't been this high almost 3 years. This is February 2016. We're late. We're in the fourth quarter of 2018 right now. All right. And if you go over here, this is what, 2015. So it's a lot of empty price action to the left over here. All right. So this is a strong level. So in order to take this, and this is going to be a real long-term setup right here. Like I'm talking 500, 800 plus pips. All right. So this can really set you up nice, but we just got to wait for that move. Wait for that strong bearish breakout. So if we get a breakout, something like we saw on the left, strong bearish breakout, right? Then you wait for the retest. That's probably would be the safer bet if you're looking to take an entry on this, is wait for the breakout, then catch the retest, because it always gives you that retest. All right, and then take it lower. First TP can be around 6,100, but really all the way down. Next TP, I would say, it's about 5'9", 5'9", 5'8", or 5'9" actually. I would say my TP2 would be right at the neckline of that previous double top. But really, we're going to get this move. We are going to get this big move here. That's coming all the way back down towards 5'3". That's coming, and that's like 1,000 pips, if not more. So definitely don't miss. Do not miss EA. Do not miss that trade. We're gonna definitely keep you guys updated on that. All right. Now let me see GBP JPY. No, actually, let me do UJ. All right, so USD JPY. Let me clean this up for you real quick. So as you can see, like the trend has reversed on this, because down from this low, where it was basically in an ascending channel, going up, moving up, creating higher highs, higher lows. All right, but we had a break of this trend line right here. It pulled all the way up, created this high. All right, came down, tested this trend line, pulled up again, created a lower high here. Then it broke through. It broke through this trend line. So whenever you get a break like this, you always get your pullback. You always get the retest. So what it's doing right now is it's basically retesting where it broke out. All right. See here. It broke above that channel, but it's basically retesting these levels. All right. So I'm expecting this to come back down towards 110 before potentially going back up. So go to the 4-hour. You see it created. It's in a downtrend. This high here, lower high, lower high. And what I would do is I would draw my fib. And if you see how price is moving, it moves in waves. 1 wave here, 2 wave, 3 wave. This is the 4th wave. So based off the Elliott wave, this could be a 5th wave down that we're about to get. So I would draw my fib from this previous swing high to this low. And as you can see, price came up and wicked my 61.8. It wicked and pulled away. So right now we're getting a retest. So for this setup to really be invalid, like it could still potentially pull higher. All right. As long as it really stay below this previous flag, it's still valid. But, I would like to see it not go too much higher than this previous wick at the 61.8. All right. And then you can look to take it down back towards 110. As you can see, like my negative 27 is actually pretty much at 110. All right. And then around there, when you get around 110, that's when you're getting some demand down here. All right. So you'll start to look to basically take your profit and, wait for the next move. All right. So that's UJ. And also notice this here. Flags. All right. When you get a break, always get these flags. That's why I like to draw these, so I can actually see what the market is doing. This market structure, right? You got this strong bearish break here. Then it created this strong ascending channel. Bearish flag, broke out again. All right. Now what it's doing? Creating another flag. It's creating another flag. The market moves in waves. So when you start to identify these patterns, it will start to make more sense. But of course, nothing is 100%. You always want to know both bias. You always want to know what can happen on both sides when it comes to the bears and the bulls. But market structure and price action don't lie. All right. So that's UJ. Go to GJ. Now GJ, I believe I gave you guys. I posted this markup actually in our Telegram. Really because you see here, it's been a downtrend from this high. All right, this lower high here, it came all the way, pushed all the way down here, all the way down basically to 140. All right, that was a big drop. So I definitely expected this pullback. So this break here, you see to the left, this was a strong demand level. So it broke through that demand level. I expected it to come back to retest it, but it didn't just come back to retest. It actually broke through. So this actually broke through my trend line. You see this strong bullish candle here, bullish engulfing, broke all the way up, and then you get this pullback. So with this pair, right now, the way it's moving, it can go up or down really, because that's why you want to know both. You want to know both bears. You want to know both biases, because this was pretty much a strong bullish flag here. This was a big correction. This drop here. And that's why when I actually posted this in the channel before it made its move, I told you guys that if price holds at this demand level, you can see it go up further. And that's basically what it did. Let me draw this here. So price broke above this channel, right? You see this demand level here where I draw this little rectangle. It respected this. It respected those. So it came back down pretty much like a triple bottom and shot up. So now it's retesting this previous high here, where this wick is at. It's retesting this high. So if it stays below this, you could look to take it back down a little further. But also keep in mind, based off of this structure, it can still break this high potentially. Right? I wouldn't be surprised if GJ broke this high, but at the same time, based off where it's at, this is a strong level of resistance right here as well, the previous high. So if you're looking to take this, wait for some type of bearish rejection, all right? And you can take it back down further, back down towards 143, 143.5, still catch some pips out of that. All right. So that's GJ, EU, EA. So we're going to leave you guys with that. We're definitely going to be posting analysis as the week goes on. We're going to be posting trade opportunities for you guys to get into, so be on the lookout for that. And let's catch some pips this week. Setup's looking good.